Warning. On this podcast, we take the cases seriously, but not ourselves.
Although, we may attempt to lighten the mood at times.
Our episodes contain graphic descriptions that some listeners may find disturbing. Listener discretion is advised. So, Neil, you know your favourite Christmas movie?
Yeah.
Which movie would that be?
Home Alone.
Home Alone. And it stars a young actor.
Yeah. Kevin.
Yeah, well, that's the character's name.
Yeah.
Could you tell us what the actor's name is?
Macaulay Culkin.
And try it again.
Macaulay Culkin.
Macaulay Culkin.
Macaulay Culkin. That's his name. I know it sounds
actually
stupid,
not.
but it is. Macaulay Culkin. Is it not?
No,
Who am I thinking of then?
I don't fucking know. Who was it? Macaulay Culkin?
Macaulay Culkin.
I don't know who that is. Macaulay Culkin is his name.
No, that doesn't sound right.
Doesn't sound right, does it not?
No. Macaulay. We've been through this before. I even asked someone at work and they agreed with me. In fact, they were worse than me
Oh, they didn't have a notion either.
because they said, "Oh no. Actually, his name is Macaulay Culkin." And I went, "What?" And it was because she'd gone on his Wikipedia page and it was clearly a typo.
Mm.
But she essentially agreed with me, but it's Macaulay.
Well, no, initially. But once she saw it in print, she did realise it wasn't Macaulay Culkin. What was I can't even, what was it?
Macaulay Culkin.
Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Macaulay Culkin. Right, basically what it was, we were at work, we were on a break, and, you know, as you do, we were talking about the Epstein files. And then I was talking about how I'd seen an interview with Macaulay Culkin with him saying that Michael Jackson saved him from going to that island, to go into Epstein Island. And it just turned into Meghan belittling and berating me in front of everyone.
That's not exactly what happened. Do you have any idea how hard it was? Well, you're talking about a serious topic, like the Epstein files.
Yeah.
To keep a straight face as you're saying Macaulay Culkin or whatever the fuck it is you're saying to me. And then you argue it with me.
Oh, not just with you. There must have been about 4 people.
Yeah, because it was only me and you at the time of the initial outburst of you.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said, I'm not telling you his name yet. Please don't look it up. I wanted to ask other people.
Yeah.
And the first person we asked got it wrong as well, which I cracked up at that point. Someone did eventually get it right, which I was surprised at. I didn't think his name was that difficult. He's pretty fucking well known.
I don't care. I still think it's Macaulay. Macaulay Culkin.
You don't get to decide his name.
Neither do you.
I'm not. I'm going by what he said his name is.
When has he ever said, "Hi, my name is Macaulay Culkin"? Or whatever it is you're saying it
Macaulay.
Macaulay.
I'm sure if I looked it up, I'd find plenty of interviews with him saying, "Hi, I'm so-and-so."
Macaulay? That doesn't sound right.
But Macaulay does.
Yes. I don't know why.
Macaulay.
I always remember he had a weird name, Macaulay Culkin.
There's going to be a listener called Macaulay who's going to send a very strongly worded email now. What do you mean? That doesn't sound right.
Yes. I don't know. Maybe I am wrong. Maybe I'm not.
You are.
So, we have a shout out this week.
We do indeed.
So, this week, we have Darcy. Now, when I saw this name, it actually reminded me. So, I actually knew someone called Darcy. He was an Australian speedway rider called Darcy Ward.
Yeah.
Darcy Ward, in my book, is the best speedway rider there has ever been in the world who hasn't been a world champion.
Okay.
like he was forced into retirement. He had a bad crash. And he's got spinal injuries. He's disabled for the rest of his life.
Just so you're aware, the shout out isn't actually for Darcy Ward. It's not Darcy Ward.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that I already knew of the name Darcy.
I'm just trying to you're taking away from Darcy's moment and making about Darcy Ward.
Okay, well, I have actually thought, like, I was struggling with the name Darcy.
I don't know anyone called Darcy.
Well, I just kept thinking of Darcy Ward, so I was struggling.
Well, you admire the man.
Every time I thought about Darcy for the shout-out,
I
just kept thinking about Darcy Ward and watching clips of him racing.
I always think of Darcy as a second name.
No. Well, I know Darcy. No. I know Darcy as... So, this is Darcy, female. But the only Darcy I've ever known is male.
Right.
So it's a unisex name.
Oh, you're just giving us some facts about the name?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I think it's very Australian.
Do you?
Yeah. Darcy.
Mark Darcy from Bridget Jones's Diary. That's a surname again.
Darcy Ward, first name.
Darcy Ward, Speedway rider, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so I did actually come up with something. I was really struggling with the name Darcy to think of like a nickname. But I think I come up with a good one, and I think you'll like it. Dulcie.
What?
Yeah, it sounds a bit like Darcy. Dulcie.
Dulcie what?
Well, you know about fashion. Well, I thought you knew about fashion. Dolce and Gabbana.
Dolce, you fucking gobshite.
Dolce.
Dolce.
It's fucking Dolce. D-O-L-C-E. Dolce. Dolce and Gabbana.
I can hear in your voice, even you don't believe this.
It's when I say Cabana. Dolce and Gabbana. No, it don't know. What?
See, I'm going to pronounce it wrong now because you've gotten in my head. You do this to me all the time. Dolce and Gabbana.
Gabbana?
Yeah.
That's what I said, didn't I?
No. You said Cabana, I think.
No, I definitely said a G.
Okay.
Dolce and Gabbana. Gabbana.
Okay.
Gabbana.
But again, this isn't about Dolce and Gabbana. This is about Darcy.
All right, what you got?
I haven't got much. I couldn't. Do you know what, Darcy? I'm going to turn this on you because I was struggling for a shout out. All I did was come up with a cutesy name for you, which is Cece. I took from your name, Cece. That's adorable. Love it.
It's very cute.
Cece of the Mortals.
Isn't that adorable?
It's nice, isn't it?
I came up with a factual. I came up with like.
No, you stole her thunder and gave it to Darcy Ward. Is what you did.
Came up with Dulcie.
Came up with it?
Yeah.
What does it mean?
Well, it's half at fashion, so I'm guessing it's someone's surname.
It's actually not, though. Dolce and Gabbana.
It's fucking Dulcie.
Okay. Well, I think we better move on anyway, because Darcy, I'm afraid you've got a pretty fucking convoluted shout out here. So I think we'll stick with Cece. That's adorable.
Okay, Cece.
Cece, thank you. We appreciate you.
Cheers, Wardy.
And guys, if you want to get your episodes early and ad-free, why don't you mosey on over to Patreon, join Cece over there, have a great old time. But if not, feel free to leave a rate and review or shout us out on social media. You know, we appreciate it.
Ooh, I'm hungry for reviews. That's me begging.
Yeah.
So, what have you got for us today?
Today we're going to be talking about the murder of Lisa Marie Kimmell, also known as the Little Miss murder.
Little Miss? Okay. Is this a child?
No. Well, a young woman. She was 18.
Right.
But not a. We're not talking about like a child beauty pageant situation. I know the name would lead you that way. No.
And what made you choose this case?
Well, the Little Miss drew me in. The title of it. Because I was like, what's this about?
Bet it fucking did.
Lisa Marie Kimmell was born on the 18th of July, 1969 in Covington, Tennessee, to parents Sheila and Ronald Kimmell. In 1972, when Lisa was just 3 years old, The family moved to Billings, Montana, where she would be raised alongside her two younger sisters, Sherry Ann and Stacey Lynn. Now, Lisa also had a younger brother named Ricky, but sadly in 1976, at just 3 years of age, Ricky was killed after he was hit by a van.
Okay, first off, pouring out for Ricky.
Mm-hmm.
But do you not notice a pattern here? Like, it's always the same with places like Tennessee. So you got the son, Ricky. Name the daughters? They're all
Lisa
like,
Marie,
Lisa
Sherry Ann,
Marie,
and
Sherry
Stacey
Ann.
Lynn. Well, Ricky was also Ricky Lee, by the way.
Oh.
What was I assume the point you were making was the...
It's always the same when it's daughters in places like Tennessee.
You've got a bit of an issue with double-barreled or middle names. I'm not quite sure if they were double-barreled or their middle name. I'm assuming it was their middle name, right?
Well, they think they're more privileged, don't they?
Most people have a middle name. You seem to have it in your head that that's not common to have a middle name.
No. There's a middle name. They're not middle names.
No.
It's a double-barrel first name.
Well, I don't know for sure, right?
Is it hyphenated?
You also don't know that.
Is it hyphenated?
In articles I read, no, it wasn't hyphenated.
Okay.
Did I even say that we're hyphenated? I'm kind of straying from the point of that and talking about you. The amount of times you're like, not everyone has a middle name, Megan.
No, they don't.
I've never, everyone has a middle name that I know. It's very common to have a middle name.
My father doesn't have a middle name.
Why doesn't he have a middle name?
Because he wasn't given one.
Why wasn't he given a middle name?
Not everyone has a middle name, Megan.
Most people, there's literally a spot in your birth cert for it. Why leave it blank? Just fuck something in there.
And do you know what else it says?
What?
Optional.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
I don't think it does. Growing up, Lisa enjoyed playing piano, cake decorating, and had a love of animals. And like yourself, Neil, she was particularly fond of kitty cats.
Good woman.
By the age of 18, Lisa was living in Denver, Colorado, and working as a unit supervisor for Arby's. On the 25th of March, 1988, Lisa set off in her car to make the nearly 600-mile journey from Denver to Billings. Although she was used to making the trip back to Montana to visit her family, this time Lisa was detouring from her usual route to pick up her boyfriend in Cody, Wyoming. And this was the first time that Lisa's family were to meet her boyfriend Ed. The drive was expected to take about 8 or 9 hours.
Fuck that.
Well, Lisa was actually excited because it was the first time her family were going to meet her boyfriend, but also she was really enjoying driving as she had just got a new car.
Yeah, but it's also Americans. They're built different when it comes to driving.
Yeah, if someone said it's 2 hours away, they're like, oh yeah, it's fine, it's only 2 hours. We're like, fucking 2 hours? I'm not going.
Yeah. Like you said 8 or 9. Fuck that. That's Sheffield to Inverness.
That's a day, like.
Yeah.
Huh. So would you like to know what car Lisa had? You like a car, don't you?
I do. A fucking pickup. Some sort of pickup.
It was a 1988 black Honda CRX.
Oh.
Does that tickle your fancy, does it?
Well, back in my boy racer days, very much so. Not so much now.
No. Well, what if you just had the money spare? Would you still want one?
Probably as like a project car.
Yeah.
See, in the 90s, I would have probably gone for a Civic because they had the spoon engines.
I'm familiar.
Come on then, tell me about a spoon engine.
It's shaped like a spoon.
The engine's shaped like a spoon.
I don't fucking know what the fuck a spoon engine is.
They're very...
It's something to do with the sound it makes?
No.
Oh.
They're very customizable.
Well, I'm all out.
No, they were the most desired right for any boy racer.
Yeah.
Like they actually talk about it on
Why is it called Spoon?
The guy who made it.
Oh.
It's called Spooner. Spooner engine.
I thought you said spoon.
Spooner.
I thought you said spoon.
No. Spooner engine. Did I say spoon?
I might be wrong. I heard spoon.
Oh, it's Spooner.
Right. I'm with you.
They actually mention it on Fast and Furious, the first film.
Oh, that's why I know nothing about it then.
Spooner engine. You got me doubting myself now. Spooner.
Okay.
Spooner engine.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they were the most desired engine.
Yeah.
Because you could just lob them in anything.
Lob it about. But anyway, Lisa had a 1988 black Honda CRX, right? This car was her baby, and she was proud of it, having bought it with her own money. And it wasn't just that she happened to be able to afford it. It meant something that she was just 18. She wanted to buy it for herself without the help of her parents.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
She even had personalised plates that read Little Miss, and this was a nod to her grandmother who used to call her Little Miss Lisa Marie. So that's the Little Miss element.
Okay.
On the night of the 25th of March, her boyfriend was expecting her to pick him up at his house at around midnight, but Lisa never arrives. When morning comes and there's still no sight or call from Lisa, Ed phoned her family to let them know, and I assumed to check if they had heard from her either.
I assume something's happened to her.
You would be right.
Mm.
When her family find out that she hadn't arrived at her boyfriend's home as planned, panic starts to set in. Their immediate thought is that she might have been in an accident, and especially with the area she was driving through, these were more remote locations.
And the car she was driving.
They were worried that she was stranded and or injured with little hope of coming across someone else who could stop and help her. So Lisa's family called the police, and departments across Montana, Wyoming and Denver were all notified. Now after this, they find out that Wyoming Highway Patrol had pulled Lisa over that night at about 9 p.m. for speeding.
See, there you go. That's what I was saying. Especially with the car she's driving.
Yeah.
She's clearly a piston head. You don't get a car like that to drive 10 and 2.
Mm.
You give it one of them, with a palm on the wheel.
The cool guy maneuver.
Well, that's how I do it, so thank you. But yeah, it's like one of them, and then it's bop, 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 bop.
Is that the engine?
Well, more the muffler.
Oh. We don't say muffler over here.
No, but 60% of
For
our
your
listenership,
people.
Yeah, are Yankee Doodles.
Yeah.
I'll just upset 60% of our fucking listenership.
Yeah.
But, yeah, muffler, exhaust.
Yeah.
Back box.
How many listeners do you think are pissed off at me for knowing nothing about cars? Like, nothing. So anyway, with them finding this out that she'd been pulled over, they at least know that she was last seen in Wyoming, but not much else. With the location hopefully narrowed down a bit, her family decide to hire a plane to search northern Wyoming in case her car was somewhere off the road. Having no luck in the air, her father then proceeded to spend the next 2 days searching by car, retracing the route that Lisa would have taken. And after a few days, Lisa's aunt and uncle continued to search by air. By this stage, Lisa had been missing for nearly a week, and police were now fearing the worst.
And they couldn't find a car.
No, car was nowhere to be seen.
For a week?
Mm-hmm.
And you got people searching in the air?
Yeah, cannot find her car.
Oh, you're never going to find it then.
Quote, after this period of time, we're more inclined to believe that there is some kind of foul play involved. Fearing an abduction, Lisa's family printed up posters with a photograph and description of both Lisa and her car. Her father canvassed the area, and they also gave posters to truckers or anyone who'd be travelling out of town or state. They asked these people to distribute the posters for them. And of course, the cost of hiring a plane, paying for fuel and printing up posters, it's going to add up.
Yeah.
And so a family friend set up the Help Find Little Miss Fund to raise money for the search.
See, I'm not saying it's easier, but with sites like GoFundMe, you can raise money fairly fucking quick. If you've got a good cause.
I also thought it was a really good idea handing them out to truckers.
Yeah, really good idea.
I wonder, I know we've got a few listeners who are truckers. Let us know, is that a common thing? Do you encounter that?
What, people using them as billboards?
Well, no, I don't mean like print on the truck, but just if they know that you're going to be travelling out of town or state, is that something you've encountered, people going, can you please distribute these for us?
Yeah.
Because it is a really good idea.
Yeah. No, that is a good idea.
On the 2nd of April, 8 days after Lisa had gone missing, a fisherman finds a body in the North Platte River in Wyoming. Quote, "When I stepped up off the side of the bank, I looked over my shoulder and I saw the lady in the water. And then I remembered when we were driving up from Cheyenne, they said that this young girl was missing from Montana. So I looked again and I said, oh my God, it must be her."
Her car's in that water. Keep searching that water.
Well, the body was later identified as belonging to Lisa, and she had been left in just her underwear. An autopsy would later reveal that Lisa had suffered blunt force head trauma, but her cause of death was from a stab wound to the chest. There were 6 stab wounds in total to her chest and abdomen. 5 are in a circular pattern, with some members of law enforcement believing that the pattern did resemble that of a pentagram.
For fuck's sake, I knew that were coming.
I personally don't see that at all. I don't see what they're driving at with that.
Because it's in a circle.
It's not really. I think it's a stretch to kind of...
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're stab wounds.
Yeah.
There's 6 of them, 5 of them in this kind of pattern. So it's not as if it's like, you know, as if it was almost carved or anything like that. It was a stab wound.
Yeah.
There was also bruising around her wrists and ankles, leading detectives to conclude that she had been bound for a prolonged period. She had also been sexually assaulted multiple times. Now, a semen sample was able to be extracted, which, if you're going to leave DNA evidence, odd choice to leave the body in an icy river, which would work to preserve the evidence. About a quarter mile up from where Lisa's body was found, police discovered blood on a bridge, which was later confirmed to have come from Lisa. They believe that the killer did not conduct this abduction and murder in a rushed manner, and one detail of the case that stuck out to detectives was, where was Lisa's car? Why did the killer go through the effort to conceal her car, but not her body?
Because the car sinks, the body floats.
Yeah, but again, they can't find her car.
Have they checked the bottom of the water?
I would assume after finding her body there, they did check for the car. But it's still, like, Lisa had been gone for a while. There was evidence that she'd been held for a certain period of time.
Yeah.
So it's odd that you would get rid of her car, do the work there, but her body you're leaving in a river.
Right.
With Lisa's customised plates being a distinct feature of her car, it was a well-publicised aspect of the case, and police were flooded with calls, even from as far away as Alaska, claiming to have spotted the car. As far as suspects go, both Lisa's boyfriend and the officer who had given her a ticket were brought in to be interviewed. But both were quickly ruled out, and police believed that Lisa was the victim of a random attack. It was also theorised that Lisa may have been a victim of the Great Basin Killer. Neil, have you ever heard of this case?
I can't say that I've heard of this one.
So the Great Basin murders comprised of 9+ teenagers and young women whose bodies were found across the states of Wyoming, Utah, Nevada, and Idaho.
Fucking hell. It's a stretch.
It makes it so much more terrifying.
Is it a trucker?
Well, you would think. That's your first guess. As we've just said, we have multiple trucker listeners.
No. Oh, is that one not a solved one?
No.
Oh.
I would have said the name of the killer then.
You did?
Surely. No, I didn't.
You did. The Grey Basin.
The Great Basin Killer.
Yeah.
That was it.
The Grey Basin?
So, right. Great is his first name. Basin's his middle name. Killer's his last. Although police in 3 states were notified of Lisa's case, the responsibility for solving it was assigned to the sheriff's office in Natrona County. This was where Lisa's body was found. The sheriff, Ron Ketchum, was determined that no one else would work the case. But in doing so, he cut off resources from federal law enforcement. This would have given the case more money, more manpower, and more expertise. Of course, Lisa's parents were understandably horrified by his decision. Her mother said, quote, "Sheriff Ketchum's behaviour defied common sense. defied basic trainings and skills of all those things, it didn't make any sense.
Unless it's him.
Well, Lisa's parents did confront the sheriff about his decision. Do you want to...
Go on.
Do you want to know what
Go on.
Ronald did? Ronald then, in turn, threatened them with obstruction of justice if they continued to interfere.
What a bastard.
So he's a bit of a Billy Big Bollocks, this lad.
Job's worth.
Well, we're not finished talking about Ronald.
No, because it's him.
During a press briefing, Sheriff Ketchum decided to release information about the injuries which Lisa had sustained, which had previously and deliberately been kept from the public. Because of his outrageous and inappropriate behaviour which could have put the case in jeopardy, the sheriff then became a person of interest.
Yeah.
The sheriff was then asked to produce a DNA sample for the investigation. But, as you can assume with Billy Big Bollocks over there, he wasn't too happy about this. But on the advice of his lawyer, he did eventually consent and was cleared. It was also said that there was a witness that said he was on patrol the night of her murder. Now, Ron denied this, but it was also reported that dispatch records showed that he was in fact out that night.
Well, that's what I was just about to say. You don't need a witness. They have logs to say who's on duty.
Yeah. I'm just reading what's reported. Someone obviously came forward and was like,
He's had the car crushed. That's why you can't find the car. It's a cube.
Well, 2 years following the murder of Lisa, the sheriff attempted suicide. And with this, it made others question, did this have something to do with Lisa's murder?
Yes.
Or did he just know something?
Yes and yes.
Around this time, while visiting Lisa's grave, her father found a note taped to the gravestone. The note read, quote, "Lisa, there aren't words to say how much you're missed. The pain never leaves. It's so hard without you. You'll always be alive in me. Your death is my painful loss, but heaven's sweet gain. Love always, Stringfellow Hawk." Now, if you're unfamiliar, as was I, do you know?
Well, I know truckers have names.
No. Stringfellow Hawk is a reference to the TV show Airwolf.
Oh. I thought it, the radio thing.
Yeah, your handle.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
What is it they say?
Breaker.
No, there's breaker, but there's certain questions they say, but they say them in code. How many? Okay, I got one for you. Tell me what this means. How many candles you burning?
How old are you?
Yeah. It can't be that hard. You just broke it.
I was actually a trucker for 15 years.
Yeah. How many candles you burning?
Now, it's unsure who left this note, and I'm sure probably a bit unsettling for the family. Had it been left by a friend, surely they would have come forward to say so. Sadly,
she had a fella, though.
She did.
So it could have been him who wrote the letter.
Yeah, but like I just said, if it was someone close to Lisa, surely they would have come forward and say, that was me.
After the fact when he's kicking off. Okay.
Because otherwise it'd be a bit sick to not tell the family. Yeah. Oh, it's me, Ed. I did it.
Yeah.
Now, sadly, as with many murders, Lisa's case went cold. Then, 12 years later, samples taken were sent to be tested, as during her autopsy, the pathologist had made sure to take extra samples. Although DNA testing was around at the time of Lisa's murder, it was not widely available and still in its early stages.
Oh yeah, it'd have been in its infancy. You okay?
Yeah. People love to use the word infancy in regards to DNA testing, don't they?
Do they?
Yeah, do you know I deliberately didn't use the word infancy when I was writing this? Because it's always used.
Well,
it was in its fucking infancy, lads.
Yeah, it's the correct term. I don't.
No, it's not wrong. I think it sounds good with it. Like, sounds correct, but people just love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look at you.
In its early stages, how many candles you burning?
It wasn't burning many candles, was it?
Well, no, it was frozen, weren't it? Didn't you say his sperm were frozen?
What are you talking about? We're talking about the stages, like where... We're talking about the advancement of DNA testing.
Oh, I was talking about the evidence. I thought you said it froze his spunk.
No, I didn't. I said there was a semen sample taken from the body.
Yeah.
But her body had been left in an icy river.
Yeah.
So,
right.
What I'm saying to you is it would have only worked to preserve it in that like the temperature wise.
No, that's what I mean by he froze it. He chose to.
And not deliberately, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we were talking about DNA testing.
Yeah, I was talking about the evidence.
Why were you saying infancy then?
The DNA.
What is happening tonight?
The DNA testing was in its infancy.
Yes.
But then when I was talking about frozen.
Yeah, but you came out of nowhere about semen.
Well, that's the evidence.
The semen came out of nowhere.
I can assure you it didn't. But I thought that was the evidence. What was frozen was the killer's semen.
Yes.
That's what I was talking about when you said about the evidence.
Right. Robin Cotton, the forensic lab director who received the samples, said that in 1988, they would have required about 100 times the DNA what they would have needed in the year 2000.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Which, now by 2026, I wonder how more advanced it is than the 2000s.
Yeah, it's not in its infancy anymore.
No.
Now, once they were able to produce a DNA profile, it was added into the national database, CODIS. And in 2002, 14 years after Lisa was murdered, they received a match.
And it's PC Plod?
No.
Oh.
No, yeah, wasn't him.
So he was just doing himself in because of the allegations?
We don't know what the full case is there, if that was, you know what I mean? It was odd.
It might be he felt guilty about his behaviour towards the victim's family.
Yeah.
In the investigation.
Yeah.
Threatening them.
Yeah, look, I don't know what's going on there. I don't really want to dig too much into it without knowing more. But it was, not great. No good. Now, the DNA was a match to a man named Dale Wayne Eaton.
Knew it.
Dale was 57 years old, had worked as a welder and lived about 100 miles from where Lisa's body was found. He was divorced and had 3 kids. He had a history of depression and was said to have struggled socially. His lifestyle was described as unstable, more so I believe in reference to his living situation, caring for himself, very poor personal hygiene. His home was described as makeshift and did not have running water.
So, you know when they say that about social? No, it's not a social disorder or anything like that. You're a loppy bastard. No one wants to be near you.
I think Dale did have some difficulties in life. But yeah, I mean...
Like, if you took care of your hygiene...
Right.
Maybe people would...
There are people, you know, in the depths of depression, they can struggle to care for themselves and all that. You know, so I don't want to downplay that, but...
I think I'm just amped up because I've just been watching Benefit Britain.
What does that mean?
Well, some of their houses, like...
Yeah.
They were one step away from having shite smeared up the wall.
Well, we were actually, like you said, we were watching Benefit Britain, and we were actually talking about it. There is something to be said, you know, in lower income households, right? For someone to have more clutter, more stuff hanging about, I can understand, because when you don't have a lot, you can kind of have almost hoard what you do have. You don't want to lose what you have. Yeah. Completely understand that. But that doesn't mean you leave the place filthy and dangerous for your kids, yourself, your pets, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And how many times while we were watching Benefit Britain did you turn to me and go, do you know them?
What?
Do you recognise anyone?
Well, she was from Sheffield. You're one.
That was one.
With the dogs.
That was one person in one episode.
And did you know her?
No.
She'd said yes. I may have done. What's your point? Anyway, back to this guy.
Mm-hmm.
With a name like Dale Wayne, He didn't really stand much of a chance, did he?
No.
No.
By
the way, both those names are on my list.
It could have been a Kevin.
It may as well have been.
It's the only way it would have been worse.
Well, if Dale Wayne was hyphenated, as you said, and Kevin was his middle name, then how would you feel?
Oh.
Yeah. It's a toughie, that one. Now, in 1997, Dale was convicted of aggravated assault. The attack occurred after Dale had pulled up to help a couple who were stranded on the side of the road. And by the way, the couple's 5-month-old baby was also with them. So this couple was Shannon and Scott Breeden. And in September of 97, Shannon, her husband Scott, and their 5-month-old baby Cody were travelling from Michigan to Washington. While driving through Wyoming, their van broke down on Interstate 80. They'd attempted to get someone to stop and help them, but to no avail. Then the following morning at about 9 a.m, Dale pulls up, ready to help. Or so they thought. He offers them a lift to Rock Springs where they could then call for help. Shannon recalled feeling uncomfortable around Dale and said, quote, "I thought to myself, he looked like a serial killer. But I'm kind of a hippie mom, and I told myself not to judge and think like that." So although Shannon was unsure of this man, you can understand why they accepted the lift. They had spent the night there stranded with a 5-month-old and they were also running out of water. What are you to do?
Yeah.
Now, a little while down the road, Dale pulls the van over into a lay-by in order for him to get out and go to the bathroom. When he returns to the vehicle, Scott is sitting in the passenger seat holding the baby, and Dale asks Shannon to drive as he wanted to rest. Shannon agrees and hops into the driver's seat. Not long after this, Shannon turns to see that Dale had a rifle in his hand and was pointing it at Scott and the baby.
Fucking hell.
He then directs Shannon to drive down a dirt road, but Shannon wasn't having it. Quote, "When I saw nothing in front but desert, I thought, if I'm going down right here." Shannon slammed her foot onto the accelerator and steered the van into a tight circle in an attempt to knock the gun out of Dale's grasp. Dale lurches forward and tries to snatch the keys from the ignition. As he does this, Scott jumps out of the van with the baby in his arms. With her husband and baby out of immediate harm, Shannon now jumps out of the van herself and attempts to run towards Scott, but Dale grabs her. Although he had dropped the gun during the scuffle, Dale was also armed with a knife which he had grabbed from underneath the passenger seat. As Dale went to plunge the blade into Shannon's ribs, the same as he had done to Lisa, Scott grabs his arm just in time. Scott, who had also picked up the fallen rifle. Scott then smashes the butt of the gun into Dale's head.
Should have blown his fucking head off.
Well, Dale goes down and Scott jumps on him and begins to wrestle the knife from Dale. And during this, I'm not sure if Scott did it or Dale by accident, but Dale is the one who ends up with a stab wound. Shannon then grabbed the gun and fired a shot into the ground before handing the gun back over to Scott.
Where's the baby?
I assume Scott had placed the baby down somewhere.
Fucking hell.
What are you to do?
This is just a mess, isn't it?
It really is. So, like I said, Shannon passed the gun to Scott. Scott then proceeds to again beat Dale with the gun. He did this until Dale confirmed that he had had enough.
Oh no, hit him harder. Hit him right hard.
Dale was in quite a mess. Scott didn't help, he beat the fuck out of him. So after, Scott had beat him to a pulp,
yeah.
Scott, Shannon and the baby get into the van and drive to a maintenance area where they were then able to call for help.
Wait, they just left this bastard out there?
Yeah, they left Dale there and took off in his van.
Who's going to get away?
Get away where?
Oh, yeah.
When officers arrive at the scene, they said it was difficult to distinguish between the attacked and the attacker. Clearly the Breedens were in a state of distress, but they were physically unharmed. Whereas Dale
was beaten to a pulp.
Dale had definitely seen better days, put it that way.
Yeah.
One of the patrol officers said, quote, "What we first perceived was that this guy had been assaulted by some whacked out hippies." Clearly, the Breedens played by the rules of fuck around and find out. And luckily, Dale did confess that he was the one who instigated the situation. Quote, "It was real odd. Eaton's statement all the way through was that he had cancer or a life-threatening disease, and he wanted to commit suicide but didn't have the guts. He was hoping they would kill him. Suicide by stranger."
What a knobhead.
I don't believe that for a second.
No.
That was.
He tried his luck and it fucking backfired on him.
Trying to save face, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Ugh. He really did pick.
I
the wrong
wanted this
people.
to happen, but they didn't finish their job.
How?
Fuck off.
Like, Scott and Shannon are fucking lethal. They did all this with a 5-month-old baby. Yeah. Like,
no, fair fucks to them.
That's it. That's insane.
Yeah. The only negative thing I'll say about them, and they weren't to know, they should have blasted his fucking head off. Because look what he went on to do.
But we've previously kind of talked about that. It's a lot easier.
Yeah.
You know.
No, I'm just nitpicking.
Knock a point off for that.
Yeah.
For his attack on the Breedens, Dale was sentenced to 99 days and up to 5 years parole.
99 days?
Yeah. But don't worry, he violated his parole on weapons charges and was sent back to prison. This was when
he did 105 days?
No, this is when his DNA was entered into the system.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I don't want to say a good thing.
Yeah.
But, you know.
It's shit and shite's clothing. No.
What? Shit and shite's clothing?
No, what's the saying? There's a saying.
I mean, the first thing I think of is a wolf in sheep's clothing, but that doesn't...
No, it's not that.
Yeah.
It's a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
I think that's one thing.
Blessing in... What were you talking about? Shit? What?
Shit and shite's clothing. No idea what that is.
Shit and shite's clothing. I'm going to have to look that up.
I don't think it's a thing.
Is that just you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. But maybe I can make it a thing.
Yeah, no, let's make it a thing.
Okay.
Try and work that in where you can, okay?
Okay.
Right. Now, in June of 1998, Dale did briefly escape, which led to his probation being revoked.
See, that's shit and shite's clothing.
Well done on working that in. So when it came to the case against Dale for the murder of Lisa, obviously they did have the DNA to link him, but they wanted more than just the DNA evidence. They wanted more of a connection between Lisa and Dale. So they went back to the letter that was left on her grave, and luckily one of the people working on the case was a handwriting analyst.
Well, that's a blessing in disguise. Well, you could say it's shit and shite's clothing.
You could. He found that there were similarities, and it was concluded that it was most likely Dale who wrote the note. Now, quick sidebar here. What are your opinions on handwriting analysis?
A lot of shit.
Yeah, I'm a little bit kind of...
It's a bit like blood splatter. I don't really believe in blood splatter.
Spatter.
What?
Blood spatter.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't believe in it.
It's not that I don't believe in it. I think they look into it a bit too much.
Yeah, I believe they've kind of like half... I'll say weaned off it. That's not the right word. You get what I mean? They've kind of moved away from that a bit now, I think.
It's not that there isn't evidence there. Like, you can't tell a story from it. But it isn't the be-all and end-all that they've made out it to be.
To me, handwriting is kind of like, oh, that's it's kind of interesting, but it doesn't really hold any weight to me. And when I saw the comparisons of the two, they're like, you see how this loops here? And I'm like, no, I don't actually.
Yeah.
And again, they'll probably just turn to me. This is kind of the paranormal thing. You know? I feel like they turn to me and go, well, you don't have the gift.
Yeah.
You're not trained or whatever it is. It's like, but...
yeah. If you question it, they're just like, yeah, but you don't get it. You're thick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dicks. So anyway, they have the DNA. They also believe Dale to have been the author of this note. But where was Lisa's car?
I was just about to say...
This is 14 years later.
I was just about to say, when do we find out where the car is?
Well, a neighbour of Dale's told officers that he remembers when the news broke about Lisa's disappearance, and that just a few days afterwards, he witnessed Dale digging a massive hole on his property with a backhoe.
And you didn't think to say anything?
Honestly?
You fucking idiot.
So what do you think they do next?
Dig up his yard.
Police get to digging. And what do you reckon they find?
He buried an entire car.
A Honda CRX, still with the Little Miss license plate attached.
Do you know, for the idiocy, I'd fucking lock up the neighbour. You fucking wanker.
Right. Dale lived in quite a remote area, a lot of land around him, right?
Yeah.
So if you saw him digging, he's got loads of property and stuff, you know, you might think, oh, he's going to do something.
Yeah.
After a while, if nothing materialised, you might be like, hey, why'd you dig a hole just to cover it back up immediately?
Yeah.
Like, give him like a few days.
Yeah.
And then if nothing's there, go, hey, Dale.
Yeah, exactly. And he's a nut. He's got previous.
Well, the neighbours might not have known about his previous. You know, we can't assume that. And some people around did say that he was, you know, kind of, you know, it was Dale. People knew him.
Yeah.
But he was just kind of getting on with it.
Yeah.
You know, he wasn't like that fucking weirdo over there, necessarily.
Not like Ed Gein.
No, he was just Eddie.
He's fucking Ed.
It was just Eddie.
Yeah.
My point being, I do agree with you. Maybe kind of loop back round about the whole, but you know, you can't assume that they're like, hey,
yeah, just use
he's got previous.
Ed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tossers.
An FBI profiler said that he believed that Lisa was murdered by a, quote, very organised serial killer, and that the, quote, burying of the car indicates not just an attempt to conceal, but an attempt to keep a souvenir or trophy from the crime.
Sorry, just going back to the neighbour thing, yeah? Right? This is what pisses me off about it. You know when you got nosy neighbours?
Mm-hmm.
Like someone who lives in our local area might say to me, you know, I might go to get a coffee, and one of the neighbours is like, oh, I noticed you're using a Milwaukee drill. How do you know I've got a Milwaukee drill? Oh, well, your next door neighbour said he saw you come out of your shed and you'd got a Milwaukee drill. So that fucking spreads like wildfire over a day. This twat waited 14 years to say, oh yeah, around that time when that girl went missing and car went missing, he dug a big hole, an hole big enough to put a fucking car in, and then filled it back up. Why did that take 14 years, but then fucking Pete from up the road knows I've got a Milwaukee drill?
How have you made this about you?
I'm using it as a comparison with nosy neighbours.
Yeah.
Like, they are good to have, because if something's going to happen at your house, the neighbour's going to know. But they're also just fucking...
useless.
Yeah.
They're all up in your fucking business until someone breaks into your bastard house.
Yeah.
Or buries a car in their property.
And I've been sat the same.
It's because you're getting wound up about Pete.
Yeah. I'm sorry if you can hear the clicking, but the back of my chair keeps hitting the light switch. And it's upsetting Megan.
So do you remember what I just said before?
Yeah, they dug the hole and they found the car.
No, it's not the last thing I said. That's why you're so upset.
Yeah.
And you went back.
Oh.
I'll read the last line.
Okay.
An FBI profiler said that he believes that Lisa was murdered by a, quote, very organised serial killer, and that the, quote, burying of the car indicates not just an attempt to conceal, but an attempt to keep a souvenir or trophy from the crime. Wait.
Oh.
He also said, quote, from my perspective, this is a serial homicide.
So he's the Grey Basin killer.
That's the thing. It has been speculated that Dale is actually the Great Basin killer. And the murders did actually stop after his arrest in 1997.
Thing is, if I was the Grey Basin killer and something like that happened, I'd stop killing. Be like, make it look like it's him now. And to do with keeping a souvenir, there's keeping a pair of women's knickers, but a fucking car. Like, I know you said he was a hoarder and he had a dirty house, but a car?
It is a very large item to keep.
It's usually earrings, knickers.
Right. In this case, I'd be quicker to believe he would keep the plates.
Yes.
You know, but just allowing for the fact that Dale had access to a backhoe and he had all the land,
yeah,
I'll just go with it. But yeah, I'd be quicker to think, you know, a smaller, easier
but
to
even a
conceal
number
item.
plate's a bigger item. I always think when people keep trophies, earrings,
You think more
knickers,
trinkety kind of...
ID. Yeah. But a fucking car. I don't think he kept it as a trophy. He just thought that was the best way to hide it, which for 14 years,
Yeah.
it did work. Who's going to think you've buried a car?
So to do with the speculation that Dale might be the Great Basin Killer, Dale was said to have travelled around for work. A woman named Shirley who knew Dale said that he was well known in the area and that, quote, he used to come over and help my husband, and then he went to Utah and Nevada to work in a mine out there. He was gone a lot. He wasn't around much. Utah or Nevada?
Oh, okay.
You're saying okay, you don't know. I don't think you know what you're saying okay to.
Because that was two of the states where they found...
Yeah, it's the way you said it. You were looking at yes, I'm familiar.
No, they found bodies there. But, what I don't get, even if he is the Great Basin Killer. So, the Great Basin Killer and him, let's say it's different people, killed individual teenage girls and young women. So why did he go for the couple with the baby?
Well, according to Dale, that was an attempt at suicide.
Yeah, but that's bollocks.
Yeah.
He got his head kicked in and he didn't want to say, I've lost.
Yeah.
I planned that.
Yeah. It was a joint decision made jointly.
So I wonder why he went for a couple. Unless it was he saw her and was like, her. But the fella and the baby were there at the same time.
Yeah, so the account of the attack, which I read,
yeah,
that was coming from Shannon. I did see on something else, they worded as he attempted to sexually assault the woman.
Right.
Which is kind of different from that account. So I'm not entirely sure if that did play a factor or not. I wouldn't be massively surprised, given Dale's track record.
Yeah.
Now, as for how Lisa and Dale crossed paths, it's thought that Lisa may have come in contact with Dale while at a rest stop, and from there she either offered him a lift or he forced her to drive to his home, where she was kept imprisoned for several days.
Fucking hell.
While there, she would have been subjected to unfathomable terror before her death.
Yeah.
Would you like to hear how Dale says they came in contact?
Can't take his word for anything, but go on.
Just for funsies.
Yeah.
Dale claimed that he saw Lisa's car parked on his property, thought he was going to be robbed, and from there things escalated. He said that he thought there was 2 people in the car.
Right.
In case you go, do you really think the 18-year-old girl is going to, he said he thought there was 2 people in the car.
Right.
None of that matters because it's fucking bullshit, as you said. But just to give Dale's side of it, again for funsies.
Yeah.
After Lisa's mother, Sheila, was told that they had finally charged someone for the murder of her daughter, she said, quote, "It was difficult to go over and review that information. When we actually read the charges, all 8 of them, and read some of the information that hadn't been shared with us before, it was difficult. Regardless of our opinions, Mr. Eaton is still entitled to a fair trial. We try to keep some balance, and that's a hard thing to do, and we're having a hard time." At the time that Lisa's car was recovered, Dale was serving his 3-year sentence for possession of a firearm, and he was also facing charges of involuntary manslaughter following the death of an inmate who he had gotten into a physical altercation with.
So it's just non-stop.
Dale's a mess.
Just put him down.
He's a hot mess.
Fucking hell.
Dale's son was said to have cooperated with the police, and he told them that he remembered helping his father melt out 4 Honda wheels to sell for scrap, as well as installing Honda seats into a pickup truck.
Fair play to the son. Fair play. He could have quite easily said, "Nah, I know nothing."
Yeah.
So
it's all play. Something like that, is going to be relatively vague to you.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's a Honda. How many of them are on the road?
Yeah.
But for him to go, look, I don't know if this is anything. It could potentially be something. And the fact that it's to go to scrap, it's getting rid of pieces. It's kind of like,
yeah. Melting down?
Melting down.
Didn't you say melting down the wheels?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's sus. Melting down the wheels to then sell.
Now, I don't know.
You just take the wheels off and flog them.
I probably sound like a fucking idiot saying this, but he was a welder. So would he have access to equipment to make it easier for him to do so?
Well, no, with a blowtorch, it's still...
Yeah, but if he was in a workshop, could there have been other equipment?
I don't know, I'm not a welder.
Well, this is the problem, you see.
Like, if he's got a forge...
I'm really making myself look a fucking idiot on this episode.
If you got a forge, then yeah.
Yeah.
But would a welder have a forge? They usually just have oxyacetylene.
Have a what?
Oxyacetylene.
Yeah.
The gas bottle, the big fucking gas bottle.
Yeah, sure.
What you weld with.
Yeah.
I've done that.
So you have done welding?
I've done welding.
So what do you reckon with Dale? Do you reckon...
No. When I say I've done welding, I mean like I've patched up an hole on an exhaust.
Yeah.
With oxyacetylene.
Yeah.
I wouldn't really call it welding.
Either way, like we said, Dale is a fucking hot mess. And it isn't looking good.
No.
Now, during the trial, Dale was reported to have had a few outbursts, but stated that this was due to his frustrations stemming from the lack of communication with his defence counsel.
Bless him.
He was also upset with witness statements and felt that his son had been coached to go against him.
So what?
Well, I wouldn't say so what if he's being coached, but, you know.
Look, Dale, they've got enough on you. They don't need to fabricate anything. Do you know what I mean? A cop will fabricate stuff if they're desperate to solve a case and they've got nothing. That's when they'll fabricate stuff. If they've got just piles and piles of fucking evidence on you, give me a good reason why they would fabricate evidence. It doesn't make sense.
Well, he's saying they coached him.
Yeah.
So let's say his son remembers the Honda wheels, but let's say that was from 93, but they kept pushing him to go, you sure it wasn't 88 or 89? You know, I'm not saying they made shit up, but like from Dale's perspective, he can be like, that was fucking 93. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dale did speak of the difficult upbringing that he had at the hands of his abusive alcoholic father. But then Dale's sister spoke. She said that this was not true of their father, and also that she supported the death penalty.
See, I wonder how many of these serial killers and you know, other killers, you know, and they had a rough childhood. Did they though?
Well, to be fair to Dale on this one, there was testimonies from other family members which supported his claims. One family member did testify that she had never seen Dale's father hit his daughters. Quote, I don't think they were affected as much as Dale Wayne was, by a long shot. And that his mother, quote, didn't seem to dare show too much affection or stand up for the kids at all, but she loved them. With his father's abuse and his mother's subsequent breakdown, and whatever the full truth is, I do think it's fair to say that Dale did not have the easiest upbringing.
Yeah.
On the 20th of March 2004, after a 9-day trial, Dale was found guilty for the kidnapping, rape and murder of Lisa. Shannon Breeden was expected to be called in an effort to secure the death penalty. She said of Dale, quote, he tried to kill us. As far as I'm concerned, he slipped through the cracks once, and I'll be damned if I'll let him slip through the cracks again.
Oh no, he's not going anywhere.
I fucking love Shannon. I think she's great. Well, you're right. Dale was sentenced to death plus 50 years, but his sentence has since been commuted to life in prison. The district attorney said of the case, quote, it's not just the brutality, it's the way she was killed. Murder is always terrible, but the idea of her absolutely knowing what her end was and to live with that for 5 to 7 days, for me, is the most terrible aspect of this case. Following the identity of Lisa's killer finally being revealed, her family filed a wrongful death suit against Dale. And as part of this settlement, Lisa's family were awarded Dale's property.
Would you want it?
It's kind of really all he had.
Yeah, but that's where the murder happened.
Yeah. And the home, if you can call it that, was, like I said, very remote and squalid. There was nothing there. There wasn't even a working toilet,
Yeah.
you know.
Flatten it and then sell the land. Because could you imagine if they'd lived in that house and it could have been like 10 years later, they were like renovating something and they found an item of a clothing or something.
Yeah, I don't think it was ever their intention to keep the property. It was literally just what he could offer, essentially.
Yeah.
As she entered the property, Sheila couldn't help but wonder, quote, "What did my daughter go through for 6 days that she was held here? I just can't imagine it. Horrors. Just a horror story." Given the circumstances, Lisa's family made the decision to destroy the home by burning it to the ground. Quote, "This isn't a matter of revenge. This is a matter of honouring our daughter, and this will no longer stand as my daughter's legacy to her life or her death." Now, they didn't just Molotov the place, in case you're wondering. They actually worked with the community volunteer firefighters to use it as a training exercise.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah.
Giving back to the community.
Yeah.
And they also did so on the 18th of July 2005, what would have been Lisa's 36th birthday. This was their way of closing the chapter. Quote, "I feel a tremendous amount of sadness, but then I feel a sense of peace. You have to understand, anger is a natural emotion. The trick here, how you act upon it." And that is the murder of Lisa Marie Kimmell, also known as the Little Miss Murder.
Oh, mental, that one.
Fair fucks to her mother.
Yeah.
Well, her family, but because that's very true. We've actually talked about that, just the last bit I read there. There's nothing wrong with feeling angry.
Yeah.
You can feel angry, but it's how you act on it.
Yeah.
And they chose to do, a wonderful thing. They found a way to give back to the community, and I fully understand how she feels, not leaving this as the final note of Lisa's life.
Yeah.
Often when we talk about true crime cases, you want to speak about the person who was a victim of the crime. But sometimes I think people can get caught up in making their death the entirety of their story.
Yeah.
And that's not right either,
No. So unfair fucks to the couple as well.
Shannon and Scott, yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking G's over there.
Yeah.
Well, Neil, any thoughts?
I don't think I've got anything extra to say. I think I was very vocal throughout.
Yeah, you thought it was Ronald over there.
Well, apparently he was a suspect, so I'm not the only one.
Ron did die on the 20th of May in the year 2000, by the way, so he's long gone. He died before there was even a conclusion to the case.
Suicide or?
I believe so.
Right. So he was obviously going through it. But
yeah,
it's like I've said to you, with murder, with anything to do with children, anything to do with sexual assault, you get accused of that. If there is a whiff of accusation, you're never shaking that off.
Yeah.
Never. If you accuse someone of that, you have to be and to go public with it, you have to be certain.
Oh, yeah.
Because their life is, whether they're guilty or not, their life's never going to be the same. And I don't think people, I don't think people take that into consideration. You hear about it a lot, where someone will get accused of sexual assault. They're proven to be innocent, and in fact, the accuser is found guilty repeatedly with different people. Still, that person, there's going to be question marks above his head for the rest of his life. And I think that's what it was with Ronald.
I don't really agree with you there, to be honest with you.
You don't?
No. I think his behaviour was very poor.
Oh, no, yeah. It was a piece of shit as a cop.
Yeah.
But I wonder if the suicide aspect was to do with the accusations.
I do take your point. Like, there was a case in the UK
Yes.
a few years back where a young girl, I think she was still a teenager at the time.
I think she was like 15, 16.
She accused, I think it was 2 or 3 Asian men
Yes.
of rape
Yeah.
and I think battery. Now, luckily, she was caught
Yeah.
and imprisoned for it. She didn't get a long sentence.
No.
But yeah, I mean, those guys, their life was fucking ruined.
Yep.
And the people who want to believe that are still going to believe to this day.
Weren't the one not long back she hit herself in the face with an hammer?
Can I have more information?
She hit herself in the face with an hammer to like swell up her eye and stuff.
Is that not the same one you're thinking? There's pictures
Is
of
that her?
Yeah.
Yeah, she hit herself in the face with an hammer to like show that she'd been beat up.
I don't remember it being a hammer. I'll take your word for it. I think she got her friend to hit her, as far as I remember.
Oh, if it's the same case, but the one I definitely know, it was proven that she'd hit herself in the face with a hammer.
Okay.
She'd beat herself.
Yeah.
And tried pinning it on some geezer. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like, but yeah, he were a piece of shit as a cop. The way he was treating the victim's family was just atrocious.
And you got to remember, this is an 18-year-old girl. You kind of get lost in the story when when you think, oh, she was living in a different state. She had a job. She had her car. She was, capable of doing this long journey. And, she was fairly independent. She was still 18 years of age.
Well, the other bit what sticks out in my head, and it was from right at the beginning of the episode, when you said, but the boyfriend was sat there waiting for her to come. And, straight away it was in my head, like, me and you, we've lived together 10 years. If you went out and you said, I'll be back about 9.
Yeah.
If it got to 9:30 and you weren't here and I hadn't heard from you, panic had set in immediately because I know the person you are.
Yeah.
And then I'd just be getting annoyed because when you're out of the house, you've got Ty fucking looking out of the window cooing. You've got fucking Norman just acting the bollocks because you're not here. So if you didn't come home, I'd be fucked. I
don't know why Ty misses me so much when I leave the house. All he does is fucking attack me when I'm here.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
No, but he has fun. You're his punch bag.
He misses his mama.
Yeah. But yeah, that bit stuck out for me. I thought, fucking poor bastard. Sat there waiting and not knowing.
Yeah.
And how many days until they found the body?
I believe it was 8 days later.
That's rough.
Yeah. And also, I mean, like, the fisherman as well, like, to make that discovery is very fucking difficult.
Yeah.
And again,
but
it's
the
a
neighbor,
fucking 18-year-old, it's a child, like, it's a baby you're finding, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But Dale's neighbor, fuck you.
He's the real villain in this case.
14 years.
14.
14 years, and then he was like, oh, pennies dropped. Twat. So, oddity.
Damnatio ad bestias.
Okay.
Are you familiar?
No.
You actually are. You may not know it by this title, but
Is it a wrestler, like a Mexican wrestler?
No, it's not. But I guarantee you are familiar with the topic.
Say it again.
Damnatio ad bestias.
Damnation at best. Is that what it translates?
Damnatio ad bestis means condemnation to beasts.
To beasts. Or to beasts.
To them. To them.
Plural, like two beasts.
No, to them. To give to them.
Okay.
To you. Happy birthday to you.
To beast. Doesn't make sense then. Does it?
You're condemned to the beasts.
Okay. Vampires.
What?
Well, you said I'm familiar with them. I'm trying to... Werewolves?
So basically, this was when a prisoner was essentially thrown to the lions or other big cats.
Oh, okay.
or bears, basically whatever big bollocks of an animal was capable of tearing you limb from limb.
Okay, when you said condemned to beast, I thought it was like curse.
Yeah, you were thinking beasts, like fucking...
Yeah.
No, just big bastard animals.
Just lob him to lions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what it always makes me think of is a man in... Do you remember the Remember the Time video?
Remember the Time?
Michael Jackson song. Do you remember when she was unimpressed by the performer and she like nonchalantly waves her hand and goes, throw him to the lions?
No.
Remember that?
No.
No?
No.
I'm going to start saying that every time someone pisses me off. What do you reckon?
What, lob him to the lions?
Like if I'm at work and someone just irritates me, just throw him to the lions.
Yeah.
Just walk away. He's like, what the fuck's going on? Anyway, this form of punishment did exist in other countries where these animals were native to, but in Rome, it was first recorded to have taken place in the Roman Forum before moving to the Colosseum. It was often saved for those who were considered to be the worst offenders. This included the likes of murderers, thieves, slaves who would run away, or Christians.
No, it's rapists in there, because that was okay.
Now...
You okay?
Yeah. So it was not just a form of execution, but also a form of entertainment. The Romans were awful sadistic, yet theatrical fucks.
Well, you'd rather watch that than an hanging, wouldn't you?
Would you?
I think so.
I mean, that's a lot more gruesome.
Like watching, well, it's the same watching two blokes sword fighting and that.
What?
Well, they used to do like chariot shit. You're talking about Roman Colosseum.
Yeah.
To me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'd got like, they'd do like chariot fucking stuff.
Yeah.
They'd even flood it with water and do like naval battles in the Colosseum.
Right.
Do you not think that's amazing? Like, you've been there.
Yeah, I have, yeah.
They filled that with water.
Yeah.
And you don't think that's amazing? With naval battles and that?
Yeah, but I mean, I think that's kind of getting off the point in terms of you would rather watch someone get torn limb from limb than witness someone get, like...
well, a hanging's a bit mundane, isn't it? Like...
What? Right. I take it you're trying to say if...
There's more action in Colosseum than there is on a gallow. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I want to watch someone get torn...
That's literally what you said.
But,
so, right, you're back then. I mean, hangings weren't that long ago.
Yeah.
But let's say it's fucking years ago. People are all about it.
Yeah.
And both of these were occurring at the same time, right?
Yeah, gibbets and that.
One's on, fucking, it's the upper Main Street. One's the lower Main Street. Which direction are you going? Are you going upper Main Street towards, hangings? Or are you like, well, I want to watch a lion rip the head off someone?
I think the lion. It's only the same as watching, like, David Attenborough.
No, but that... Are you interested in the animals or the gruesome side of it?
Animals.
Right. Obviously, the condemned didn't stand much of a chance, and if they did manage to actually injure or incapacitate one of the animals, they would simply just release another cat to finish the job.
Yeah.
The highest number of fatalities attributed to a lion during one single event was said to have been 200.
Nah, I think that's bollocks.
That seems very high.
Yeah.
Very high.
Yeah. No, it's bollocks.
Well, you got to remember, they can't know exactly. They're piecing it together.
Like, for me, for a fair match, it was 100 people against a gorilla. So...
What?
Do you remember the 100 men versus gorilla?
Yes, the hypothetical scenario, like.
Yeah, but they capped it at 100. So you're telling me 198 couldn't take on...
What are you talking about?
You said one single lion in one sitting.
No. One event.
Yeah.
One after the other kind of thing.
Yeah.
Not 100 men going after one fucking gorilla.
Oh, right.
The entirety of one event.
Yeah. Oh, okay. No.
Still very high.
200 is very high. It'd be exhausted.
Yeah, I bet he fucking would.
Because a lion's very heavy.
Yes.
So if it's been like chucking its in about and chucking people about and that.
Got injured in the process, more than likely.
Well, that's if they were armed. They didn't always arm. That's the sadistic part. So, do you know how they say Colosseum were for entertainment?
Mhm.
You know, it was the games and all this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. If like, even if you put a sword in the bloke's hand or a spear, you know, it's still not a fair fight against the lion, but you are essentially giving them a slight chance. But they did used to put people out there with no weapons.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that's not entertainment.
The prisoners rather than the gladiators.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not entertainment.
You just said you'd go to it.
Oh, but I'd want to see the lions.
The deaths were so brutal that there was recorded cases of men who chose to end their lives before being subjected to such a punishment. This included one man who was said to have choked himself to death on a toilet sponge.
What?
Yeah. Now, apparently it's debated what a toilet sponge was actually used for back then. It was either used to clean the toilet or a kind of communal sponge to wipe your arse.
Communal.
Yeah. And this man was said to have chose to choke to death on that rather than face the beast.
Well, speaking of Roman toilets, I don't know where it is. I will try and find it, but I have a photo of a Roman toilet. And they are so fucking similar to ours. Like, scary similar to ours.
A lot of them were just like holes so that you shit into, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They had like the seat and all that.
Yeah.
But it was essentially just a trough of shit.
I'll try and
with a
find
seat.
it. I'll try and find it. But yeah, the you always thought it was just a piece of wood with an hole in it. So it was more like a bench.
Yeah, they had like concrete and stuff. Like they had more like solid structures.
Fucking solid stone, like.
Yeah, stone, yeah.
Taking piss for.
No, I'm just saying. Stone. I did read elsewhere that this guy, it was a German guy who choked himself to death on a sponge, and it was said that he was actually a gladiator rather than someone who'd been condemned to death.
Well, I'd sooner chuck myself to the lion.
It's not great either way. I mean,
you're putting so much shit in your mouth.
To be able to make yourself do that,
yeah,
he did not want to. Either way, it doesn't matter whether he was condemned.
It doesn't sound like suicide. It sounds like murder.
But it doesn't matter whether he was condemned or a gladiator. It was fucking grim.
Yeah.
So, of course, not only was this obviously horrifically inhumane to these prisoners, but also to the animals. As well as any injuries that they may face, the animals were also starved prior to these events to build their hunger and create further aggression.
Fucking hell. Like, I do know in Colosseum, it weren't just lions. They used elephants.
They had bears, rhinos. I think
snakes,
they had
monkeys.
Giraffes. But what were giraffes really doing? Like trample them, get them worked up, and get them like circling or some shit?
I've no idea. But
like Romans, because they had like gone to so many different places and seen these animals, they were just fucking shipping them over.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, look at this.
Yeah, I remember reading about snakes, monkeys, was the rhinos?
Yeah, they were said to have been rhinos used as well. They were just fucking acting the bollocks, the Romans, weren't they?
Yeah, they were having a good time. Like,
well,
people really looked for, like, these were events.
The Roman games were entertainment to the lower classes.
It was Olympic Games.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah. And people paid a lot of money to, like, you know, get hold of one of these slaves, train them up, and yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Romans, not the most compassionate bunch of lads, but they did it with flair, and you can't take that away from them.
Yeah, they were a great bunch of lads.
I mean, it's kind of a point. They actually weren't.